Hello guys and guyettes. Good evening folks and welcome. Yeah, let's just put my big light on. Good evening guys and guyettes, as I say, and thank you very much. Right, what we're doing tonight, guys, this is a, you could call it a shack special. It's what we're going to do, we're going to be checking. You have to put it over this side, Christine.
There you go.
Cheers. What? Yeah, you go in.
We'll do scraps.
Oh, scraps.
We're going to do Spot and Spencer.
You can do scraps, so you've got a long bloody way to go and get him. Anyway. Yeah, see, even Christine slips up. Anyway, guys, what we're doing tonight, we're going to check a few CBs out because I'm getting rid of some of my CBs. I'm not keeping them all. There's no need, don't bloody use them all. So we're getting rid of some CBs. So I'm just making sure that we're on. Yes, we are. And as I say, guys, you know, like, share, subscribe to this channel. It helps the rhythms. It helps with the algorithms, it helps me, and, you know, we've got a few CBs and a few accessories that we're going to be getting rid of on the channel tonight. Now, we've got stuff that I've restored, stuff that I haven't restored, but it's all been serviced, and stuff we're going to look at. So, yeah, we're not doing bad. So what we're going to do, we've got anyone in the chat yet? We'll wait, we'll get a few people in. How many's in? I think we've got about 3 people watching. By looking at them, I think I count as one of them. Oh, 5 people. Yeah, come and say hello, guys. I mean, you know, it doesn't cost you anything to pop your head round the door, does it, and say hello? It really doesn't. I mean, it's not like you have to pay to watch. You know, this is YouTube. This is Andy. This is the vintage. This is the vintage Radio Shack. This is not pay-per-view. You know, you don't have to pay to watch this. So, you know, if it's for nothing, you may as well have it. You may as well have it if it's free, guys. I do. You know, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth, me, guys. I want to be done by 8 o'clock because Laura finishes work at 8 o'clock and she's coming over for a tea, and I don't want you lot watching her eat a tea because she's very particular, very shy about that. Hello, Julie, honey. I'm okay, thank you, my love. I'm okay. Yeah, we're checking out some radios because these radios I'm checking out, they're all going because I don't need them. You know, they're not, you know, there's no reason for them to be. I don't even use them. So, what we'll do, we'll, you know, as they say in the egg factory, let's get cracking. Right, we can't check anything. We can't. I've got what do you call it down there? I'd like to check, but we can't check it because we haven't got a Cybernet lead, a Harrier CB, but we haven't got a lead to connect it up. So. There we go. Right. What we're going to do first, guys, if we move off this camera and we go to camera 2, as you can see, now if we go to, we connect the test set, the test set's all warmed up. Turn the soldering iron on just in case we need him. I know the radios do pick up interference from the soldering iron, but right, we want to connect our external speaker to the test set just so we can check things thoroughly and properly and carefully and correctly. Right, I know this one is a bit high on frequency, I think. Right, so what we need to do is find something to shove under that, don't we? This cardboard box will probably do. So we can, there you go, that'll do us. We shove that under there. There we go. And we've got the other radios at the side of us here, just off to the side there. And if we go to P&P, there we go. We've got the test set in the corner, so you can all see the test set. Good evening, Malcolm. Yeah, good evening, Malcolm. I hope you're good, sir. Right, so what we'll do, we'll switch this on. Well, it's lit up. Let's turn the volume up on the test set. Oh, we need to be put on receive, don't we? Right, well, we're on channel 20, and we'll check the receiver first since we're on there. And what are we receiving at? Let's have a look. Hang on, we're going the wrong way, I think. Are we? No, we're going the right way to start with. Let me move this over. Right. I think the receiver on this is actually... Right, that noise here, that's the soldering iron. Right, if I just turn that... There. Turn it off a minute. Right. Now we're at 117. We're at 117 dB. Minus 117. Yeah. Just turn this soldering iron off for a minute. There we go. That's it. I think we need to spray that switch. Right, we can hear that. We can hear that, and that's... Put my glasses back on. That is 118 minus 118 dB. So that's good enough. Now we'll come back. Right, and that's 76 where I normally have it, and it's S.9. Yeah, it's 9. It's 9. It's S. That's an S9, so that's okay. Right. So we know that's all right. So we can turn that down now. Now we can go to the transmitter and we can have a look at the transmitter. See what the transmitter's doing. I already know what it's doing. It's slightly over, so we are going to have to adjust that. 2779137 should be 125. It's not that bad actually. It's not that bad. And deviation, hello. And power is 4.7. It was 5 watts on this the other day. But that being said, I've let the radio warm up, and I've let the test set warm up. Let's go to channel 40 and check the power balance. Should be about the same. Yeah, 4.5. That's good enough. And channel 1 is 4.3. That's good enough. 4.35 actually. That's good enough. Yeah. Yeah. That's good enough. So that's good to go, guys. That is good to go, and it's got the refurbished. Remember, I refurbished the microphone. It's got the nice, clean, shiny mic with it, and it all works beautifully. So that's good to go, that one, and the front looks good. I'll just tilt it up. There you go. And there's the front. And everything on it works. Everything on it works. If I unplug the external speaker, there you go. So that one's okay, that's good to go. We don't even have to undo that. I thought we were going to have to, but we don't, because it's good to go. It was doing it said it was doing 5 watts the other night, and that's because the test set was cold. But now the test set's nice and hot. The test set's been on for long enough now, because you have to allow, when you turn the test set on, you have to allow for the let's see if we can do something with this. Straighten that up a bit. There we go. When you turn the test set on, you have to allow for the test set to warm up. Now this is the baby Midland. This is the Midland. These are all going. This is the Midland 2001. And we'll test this one. There you go. Yeah. We'll test him. The socket on this one's a bit broke, I think. Yeah. I'll have to see what I can do about that. So what we'll do, we'll plug that into the external speaker. Now this was made in November 1981. It's one of the early ones, and it's already switched. The radio is already on. So as we're on transmit, we'll try check the transmitter. That PA switch seems a bit dodgy. But we've gone into, let's put it back up. It's on channel 20. Right. So on this one we're 27,79130. So we're a bit over on that as well, but that's okay, because it will creep down anyway as it gets older. Let's check the deviation. Hello. Radio. Yeah, that's good enough. That's working. And check the power. Let's put it on the big screen so we can look at the power. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, we're on transmit. Where's the why we're not in the right settings? That's the transmit. That's there. Why am I not? Why am I? That's the offset. P code special. Return. I can't remember how you. The fucking knob's a bit, the button's a bit dodgy. That's it. Power. There you go. I meant to do this on the other one. So over key the mic. Yeah, we're just over 4 watts. We're actually 4.5. It's 5.02. That needs to come down. That's a bit high. So what we'll do, we'll now look at the receiver. So let's just have a quick look at the receiver. Now that's a bit lacking. That should be. That's a bit deaf, to be honest. That is a bit deaf. Yeah. To be honest, that's awful. Let's turn it down. Yeah, you can still hear it. Yeah, that's a bit low, that, guys, so I think we might retune this. And we'll clean the controls. So I think what we'll do, we'll whip the top off this one. Well, we'll whip the top off it tonight. We'll do that another night. We'll do another night when we service them. So this one's got to be serviced. I thought it had been, but I need to do the plug anyway. So get that out of the back there. Could even be the plug that's dodgy. Right. There we go. So we need to service that one. So that one needs to be serviced. So we'll pop him under there. He's going to be serviced. We need to borrow his mic. We'll borrow the mic, so we don't have to go and dig out a Cybernet mic. I think we might need a Uniden mic for the Midland, and I don't have a Uniden mic to hand. I think we might need a Uniden mic for that other one there. I'm not sure, but we're going to look at the Colt 444. We're going to look at the Tristar 727. What we'll look at next, look at this. And this only has an external speaker, it does not have a PA. Mind you, I don't check them for PA anyway, because no one ever uses PA on them as far as I know. I mean, it's there if it wants to be used, but not on this particular radio. So what we'll do, we'll connect that to there. We'll get the other wire. Where's the other wire? Looks like we've got a wire missing. No, it's here. There you go. And we'll stick this one in there. We'll turn this on. And it's on. And the good thing about these is they use a Cybernet mic. To all intents and purposes, it's actually made by Cybernet, these. Right, so this is the what did I say it was? Yeah. Right, well, we're going to have to go to a different thing to check the receive. But, right, so that's AM, pull for FM. Turn that there. Right, so let's have a look at the frequency on midband. See what it tells us. Put it into transmit. Turn that down so it don't crackle. 27. That's way out. Yeah. That's mid-band. doing 10 watts, which is what it's supposed to do. 27,655,12. That's not right. Let's have a look at I-band. That's not right either. Let's drop the power a minute in case it's that interfering, because it can do. 20.105. That's definitely not right. It's doing 5 watts though, where it should be. See, it was doing 0.5, and it's doing 403 milliwatts on low power, which is right. Oh, that's 28 point something. Let's have a look on low band. 27. Oh, hang on a minute. I think on I-band it's doing 28 megs, isn't it? Yeah, it's doing 28 on I-band. It's been modified. So if we go to channel 4 to channel 1, there's 27 there. So let's go to 12, because that should be 555. That's on 28 megs on channel 12. So it's, I think it's had a 28 megahertz crystal put in this. I think it's had a super high band crystal put in it. Let's put it back on full power. Yeah, there's 28 there. So we'll go to 30, 40. 27 came up. Now it's gone to 28. I've got a feeling this has had a crystal changed. 27 there. It might be out of tune. And 27 there. Let's go to mid-band. Channel 20 mid. It's working, but it's not right. 27,655,12. Right, so let's get this open. I'm not happy with that. Let's get this open. Cause I think I've serviced this. I can't remember. I might not have done. I might have just got it and put it on the. I know there's another triple. I know there's another 444 knocking about. We've got no speaker in it, and I've got the one off my daughter, which is complete. So what we'll do, guys, we'll have a look into this one and do the tune up and give it a tune up and see. We'll have an examination of it. Is it turned on? Does the red light, does it go red? Yeah. Let's turn this off. Right. But yeah, there is an issue. We don't need to take the bottom off. Just the top will do. And the pull AM FM switch, that wouldn't make any difference. It wouldn't change the frequencies. Right, so let's have a look what's been going on here, shall we? So what we can do, we can just put the speaker there for now. There we go. Let's turn this on. Right. So basically, So we need to find out which is the one that adjusts. Oops, I've moved the camera. Sorry guys, I've moved the camera for the test set. I caught it with me. There you go. Caught the camera. That'll do you. Right. So what we need to do is get the tools out of this little tin. Little trimming tools. He'll do, I think. So what we'll do, we'll go to the main camera for the test set. That way I can look at it on the screen as well. Right, so we're doing 10 watts. What we'll do, we'll knock it down while we're doing the adjustment. There we go. And we're on 27.6. Yeah, that's not right. We're on channel 20. I'm not sure which one of these moves which. I think the mid-band is could be the top one. But somebody's playing with these. Nope. In fact, what we'll do, we'll actually check the reference. Let's just check the reference, because the reference could be out before we adjust those. Right, there's the reference there. So let's just adjust the reference. Right, so that is not making any difference. That is definitely the reference, because the crystal's there. No, that's not making any difference. I wonder if the capacitor's fucked. That one there, I think is VCO. Yeah, I'll leave that where it is. So let's have a go at this. No, we're not getting anything there, are we? This is not doing much. Wonder if the crystal's fucked. That's a low band. That's low band, but $204. Right, let me just see where channel 20 should be. I've got a radio next to me here, because I very rarely do these. So 27205. This has been messed with. Right, so let's set the reference, and then we can fine tune. $27,205, toggling between 204. Well, that's all right. So that somebody's changed these crystals and put them in different order. So this next one, right, that should be high band. So we'll move this to high band. That's high band. In fact, if I put this on channel 12, yeah, that's transmitting. So if I move this to channel 12, should be 555. It is 555.27. So if we just adjust that now to get it straight to 555. There you go. Now, so that's probably about right. So if we just go back a little bit, went a bit too far. There you go. That'll do us. Right, so that's 555. So now if we go to high band, which is supposed to be, now this one's at, now I don't know where, I don't know the frequency for 28. Let's go to channel 20. What's the frequency for channel 20 super high band? So basically somebody's changed these crystals and they've put them in the other way up. They've put them in wrong way up. It doesn't matter. I mean, what they've done, they've took the low band out. So that's now mid band. Low band is mid band. Higher, I'll get to you all in a minute, guys. That one is high band. And that one is super high. That's super high. So, does anybody know, because I don't really do super high band, does anybody know the frequency for super high band? And while we're doing that, let's put this back on channel 20 and we'll pop the receive frequency in. And we can check the receive. Give me a minute, guys, and we can check the receiver. Right, so it's 27205, isn't it? So it's, so we want to go right. My buttons are a bit crappy on this. Right. The buttons are a bit crappy on. They need cleaning, I think. Right. 27 point. Come on. Point. I'll do it by turning the knob. 0.20 27.205, which is where it should be. Right, we're receiving. What are we receiving? We're receiving. Yeah, the buttons are a bit crusty on this, guys. I think they need to clean. But they were all right when I got it, but it hasn't been used for months. Right, so we need to change, come down to here. Right, and bring that to 0 and then go to there. Right, we should be an S9. We are. I think that's it, was a bit loose. Right. 76, and we are an S5, an S9, sorry. So we'll see. Let's have a look at the receive. And see where the receive. And that's alright. That's minus 126 dB. That's actually, I can still hear that just. And that's minus 129. So the receive's okay. So I'm happy with that. There you go. Yeah, signal 9. I think we've got a... Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll spray some juice into there while we've got it apart. I'll come and speak to you all in a minute, guys. There you go. I can put the can on the radiator because the radiator doesn't get used now. Oh, hang on, let's get a bit under. There you go. There you go. Oh. That'll clear up in a minute, that. Squelch is working. AM's working. Because that's AM. That's FM. So what someone's done here, guys, just turn this off. Turn that down. What someone's actually done here, what's actually been done, there you go. What someone's done, somebody's changed the crystal. Somebody's changed the crystals. They've put the mid band where the low band should be, and they've put the, I don't know where the high band should be, so I'm going to just leave it. It won't be far out. I could look it up actually, couldn't I? Why don't I just do that? Hi Sam. So let's look up the super high band. We'll see what frequency we should be on super high band. Oh, somebody's told me. Channel 10 28 005. Thanks, Malcolm. So let's put it back on super high band and put it on channel 10. Let's put it on to transmit, onto the test set onto transmit. Let's see where we are, shall we? Right, so we want to see. That's 27.9. That's a bit out, isn't it? we are on super high, so that should be 28005. So let's get the tool back out. We know the reference is okay because it's okay on triple, it's okay on high band and mid band. So what we'll do, trouble is I don't know which one of these adjusts it. We may have to go through all this again. I've got a feeling it could be. I don't know. Right. But ain't that one? You just go through them again. It ain't that one. That must be the mid-band one. It's got to be this one. Well, that ain't going to go up that high. Let's just check the other two. Right, so we'll put this on channel 20. Right, so 27. Oh, hang on, we want to put it back on channel 20, and we'll set this back up. 205. So we're slightly out. We've knocked that one slightly out. That's not it. That must be the high band one. It's one of them. But, right. Ooh, a bit much. Right, so the middle one is the mid band. Right. So let's go back down to 12. Triple 5, yeah, we're slightly out there, so we've moved that. Right, that'll do. So that one's there. So that one there is triple. That one there is. Just double check. Yes. Right, that'll do. That's good enough. So that's high band, that's mid band, and that's super high band, the bottom one. So if we go to channel 20. Sorry, channel 10, and 10 should be, if we can take the glasses off so I can read that. Sorry Andy, channel 12, 2805, 28, channel 12. Right, well channel 12 is 555 on high band, 2805 is super high band. So we'll go back to 12, and we're on super high. Right, that's super high band. Right, we're on super high, and that's 28. Hang on, I can't. 28005. It's actually not a million miles away, is it? And it's this one down here. Right, 005, 28005. Right, that's probably about as good as we're going to get that. 00503, yeah. We're not going to get that any better. So that's good. That's good. So now so let's go back to channel 12. We'll go back to mid band, which should be high band. 55502. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. And go to channel 20. Channel 20 mid band, which is now the low band position. And that should be 24. We just need to just lift that slightly. That'll do us. 27205 at 05. That'll do. Right. Now let's take one. Let's have a look at the power. Let's go to power. Now let's have a look. We should be doing 10 watts. That's milliwatts. That's high power. That's 10 watts, yeah. Yeah, that's 10 watts, and if I flick it down, that's 5 watts. And that's 3.5 milliwatts. That's good enough. Right, so let's see how the power. I mean, that should go right over to the 10. That's doing 10. Oh, it's doing 10.9. That's why. It's measuring the point there, isn't it? It's doing 10.9 watts. Now let's see if we get it. Let's go to channel 40. Yeah, 10.9, bang on. And that's just under 10 watts. So, and it's fluctuating slightly. So we'll go back to channel 20. And we'll bring the power down, leave it on 10 watts, bring it, that's on mid band. So let's take it to high band, 10.7, not bad, 10.2, and that one there is 10.9. So that's not bad, that is it, guys. That's a pretty good radio, and the receives okay. The only disappointing thing about these is they didn't have sideband on them. These would have been a good little radio with sideband on them. Let's turn that off. Unplug the old microphone. Cheers for sorting that out for me, looking that up for me, Malcolm. It just saved me the trouble, you know what I mean? I mean, I could look it up, but I really, what I need to do is print a frequency chart out and have it on the wall here. Because you do forget. I mean, you do forget. I mean, I've not done a radio for a while. But you do forget. Right, let's unplug the test set. So we're happy with this. So this is working. What we need to do is put an extension wire on it with a fuse holder. Just extend them wires with a fuse holder and we're done. Put the screws back in this. Let's go back to the other camera. But yeah, you know, it's, yeah, cheers for looking that up. Like I say, Malcolm, cheers for looking that up, my friend. But I was a bit confused there as to why you know, I thought to myself, why is it running on, I've put this fucking white, I put the top back on the wrong way around. It goes the other, oh shit, it goes the other way, it goes that way, that's it. I mean, the AM works. We don't need to check that because you can tell by the tone of the generator when we put it into AM. There we go. They don't use self-tappers in it. They don't use machine screws in these. These are self-tappers, these Tristars and Colts. We have got a microphone to put with this. Don't know which microphone, but you know, we're confirmed that we're actually working and we're actually doing the power that this thing is supposed to do. You know, it is designed to do 10 watts and it's doing 10 watts, and you know, you can't argue with that, can you? I mean, you can't argue with the test set. You know, especially if you know your test set to be good, and I do know mine's alright. I do know mine's good, so. Because I bought my test set from a guy who actually repairs test sets. So, he actually does them for a living. So. Now this does fit on this. It is. It fucking came off it. Come on, you cunt. That's it. See, this is actually off this. Don't know whether, I don't think this bracket's original to this because it's a bit fucking wide. But it came off it. That's what came with it when I bought it. There you go. Right, screw that into there. And that'll sit on its bracket like that. Like it's supposed to do. I've got another one of these. It's a Colt 444 version, but I'm not selling that because my daughter bought me that. Now this one we might have an issue with because I think this is, I'm sure this uses a Uniden mic. I can't remember offhand, but I know one of my Midlands do, because this is a Uniden. When was this made? They normally have a date on them. Made in Korea. 1978. So we'll pop this on. We're not going to either switch the test set between AM and FM. We're just going to leave it where it is because we only want to look at the power on this, because it's probably never get used by anyone anyway, but it is nice. We'll look at the receiver. It is nice for everything to work. External speaker. Now I bought Steve picked this up for me. Right. I don't know whether it's a Cybernet. If it's a Cybernet, that Midland mic will work. But if it's a Uniden, it won't. Yeah. Tone. Right. These are clean. External speaker. It has a switch for external speaker on this. So if I turn this up on receive, there we are. Let's see how low down it goes. What are we getting on the meter? We're getting an S9. I think my lead might be a bit dodgy. Yeah. Yeah. I think my lead's a bit dodgy. Let me just have a look. I think I might need to remake my lead. try that. That's supposed to be over that, but it's come off a long time ago. It could even be the speaker. Yeah, it is. It's the speaker plug. Right. Right, this is in AM mode. Put it in transmit, and it's actually receiving very well. Let's see how. Before we go transmit, let's see how well it receives down to. Ooh. 112, that's low. That's the squelch. That's the RF gain. But it's about normal that for that actually. 111. Let's turn that down. Sorry for headphone users. Now let's see what we're doing on the transmitter. Well, we are transmitting. And what we're doing, 27205. 1212. You can't adjust these though. These unidens, I don't think you can adjust them. But we're doing 4 watts. Just over 4 watts. Radio. Oh, deviations there. Audio. Good swing. Good audio swing. Radio. Yeah. Good swing on the audio. And that's working, guys. I mean, so no need to undo that, so we can turn the test, can we? Hang on, no we won't. We'll do one more. Unplug that. I think we can do one more. Unplug this. Right, put that next to that out of the way. Right. Right, what I want to do now, guys, I think I can do one more. I think I can. I've got this lead here, which plugs into the side of this, but doesn't go into my test set. So I need to find the plug that goes into my test set. And I think it might be in this tub here. But I need to find. It's not. I've got an adapter somewhere. That's not it there. That's my pliers and stuff. I don't know where the adapter is because I daren't obviously. I don't think it's in amongst these. These are just soldering iron tips and stuff that are in that. But I seen it earlier. I thought I'll leave him out because I might need him. Is he in here? I thought I'll leave him out because I might need him. But no. He's not in there either. So I don't know where I've put him. And I can't plug. Oh, hang on, yes I can. Can I? Oh yeah, I can. No, I can, guys, it's alright. Yeah, I can. All I have to do is unplug this here. Unplug that from the test set. Oops. Pick that up. Unplug that from the test set. And plug this into the test set. There we go. Go on, get in. There you go. That goes into the test set. This now goes into the side of the radio where it says antenna. And now what we'll do, we have got a flying lead somewhere, but I don't know where the hell that is. We've got a piece of a lead somewhere. It could be anywhere. No. What we'll do, we'll unplug the phone charger. Right, we'll unplug the phone charger. We'll get the lead. We'll get this lead. Plug that into the power supply. There you go. Then we can shove that into the power socket of the radio. Right. That's channel. Right, we're on channel 20. Let's check the receiver. Well, first let's check the transmit. (27,205.04). That's spot on. Let's have a look at the receiver. And it's receiving. Let's have a look at the cyanide. For those fanboys that like the cyanide, we'll have a look at that. For you guys that like to see cyanide readings. So what we'll do now, we'll go to receive, which we are. See how I can still hear that minus 116. So that's good enough. Well, I'm going the wrong way there. Am I? Oh, no, I'm not. There we go. 76. And we don't have a signal meter on there. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. It's 4 bars. So I'd have to say that's an S9 signal. It's a good strong signal going into that. And the transmitter. How many watts is the transmitter doing? Let's turn that volume down. It crackles. This would have. Right. How many watts is it doing? 3.7 watts on high power, and on low power it's doing 757 milliwatts. Let's check the deviation for what it's worth. Radio. It's there. Now what I want to do next, guys, I want to try the external mic, because this can have an external mic, and I've actually got the correct external mic for this. In fact, I can test both my mics, because I've got 2 realistic mics here. That's in there. So now if I pick this up, see, that's a proper realistic mic. One, two. Yeah, that's working. That was good. Now next one. Check the other mic, because I've got this other mic here which is also realistic, and this can be used as a power mic or a standard mic. There you go. Right, that's for testing the battery. Now we've not got a battery in this, but so the volume control won't do nothing. So let's key it up. Radio, yeah, that's working. Because I'm going to sell these mics as separate items. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to sell them as separate items. Right, so that's that, guys. And there's a little light there. You press that, and it'll show you in the dark. So that's all working. So I'm happy with that. Whoops. The stickers come off the back of it, but yeah, I'm happy with that, guys. That is lovely. Lovely little radio. And I'm sure somebody is going to be very pleased with that when I finally decide to sell it, which is going to be very soon. Let's take this plug back out of here. There you go. I don't know why I worry about pulling the fucking unplugging stuff and pulling the test set off the bench. I'd never pull it off the bench, guys. It weighs too much. I mean, you want to feel the weight of the bloody... Hang on. You want to feel the weight of that test set. In fact, to be honest with you guys and girls, where's me test set lead? I've lost my lead for me test set, my main lead. Where have I put that? Fucking drop down, there it is. Right, let's put our lead back in our test set, then we're ready to go for next time. I like to leave the leads in, that way I don't freaking lose them. The only one I've not got in is the oscilloscope lead. I keep that up there, I know where that is. There we go. And we can put the lead for the test set, the signal lead, and just chuck that under there, because we're finished with the test set now. Turn the test set off. There we go. This is the lead for my little portable. Put that back there. That's the speaker, external speaker lead for the test set. He just lives down there. And that's it, guys. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, it's a lovely little radio, you know. That's a lovely little radio. That aerial's original. It don't look it, but it is. It's an original aerial, and it works absolutely beautifully. I mean, obviously, for a portable, it's not bad. So we've got that to go. We're getting rid of the realistic the TRC 1001. We're getting rid of that. You know, that's going. Let's come back to you guys. So, you know, turn this light out now. We don't need that anymore. We're done. There we go. I want to just check, actually, guys, and make sure I put it on as a... Cause I think I might have listed that bloody radio wrong, you know. I'm going to just check it. Hang on, why have I clicked that? Why has that done that? Oh, that's why. I'm going to come in and say hello to you, have a good chat with you all in a second. Why is that not right clicking? Alright, is that right clicking? No, nothing is. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right. Why is it doing that? that's not right. That ain't right. So why has that changed? That's edge. I don't use edge. It's shit. Right. I can't understand. Search. Google. See, this is wrong. I use Firefox. Well, that is Firefox. That's right now. I just had to go the long way around it. Don't know why. Right, let's go to... There you go. Selling. Active. Yeah, 1001. I thought I'd done it wrong. Offer declined. I mean, why do they put offers on if they're gonna fucking decline them? Cunts. Make offer. I'm only trying to buy some fucking power leads. Right, so what we'll do, we'll say £6 each. I think that's fucking fair. I think fucking £6 is more than fucking fair. It's for only a piece of fucking wire with a plug on the end of it. Right, well if they refuse them this time, I'm going to look elsewhere. Yeah. Done. Right. Let's see if I've had any lookers on my radio yet. I mean, I'm just getting rid of stuff that I don't bloody need, really. Right. I mean, it's... Views, it's had 8 views. It's had 8 views. It's a good radio. It's got the little leatherette case with it and everything. I mean, I'm not letting it go for nothing, guys. Don't give a shit. I ain't letting it go for fuck all. Close that down. Come back to you guys. There we go. Could you not take them all to go? I'm not. Well, Goldborn was today. Goldborn was today, the 12th, and I didn't really want to go to Goldborn because if you take them to Goldborn, you've got to pay for a pitch to sell them, and you might not sell them. So you know, I'd rather put them on eBay, Malcolm. You know, because on eBay now, you don't pay any fees. You know, and I even volunteer to pay the postage. I give free postage, and I still don't do bad. I put free radios on there last week, and they all sold. I put a York 863, a President Grant, and a Tristar 777. I put free radios, and they all did well. I put them all on as buy it now, and they all sold. So, you know, I did put sensible offers on them as well. I mean, like that realistic. I've put, I've put it up for £70. But if someone offers me 60, they can have it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not. I could take 50, but I'm not going to. It's worth more than that. No, but Goldborn's been and gone now. It was today, and I didn't go. I had no intentions of going. I didn't even think about it, to be honest, until you mentioned it there. I mean, the next Goldborn's in October, but I'm not going because last year was crap, and it gets crapper every year. So that's why I decided not to bother with Goldborn. At the end of the day, I mean, there is a bring and buy stall there. There is a bring and buy where you can take your stuff and sell it, but you're still not going to guarantee. You're not going to guarantee that you're going to sell it, so you only got to bring it back with you or give it away while you're there. And I didn't want to give all this stuff away. It's too good for that. So what we've got to do, we've got to adjust. We've got the little Midland 2000 to do. We'll do that on another night. I've also emailed my friend Richard from UKCB Servicing to see if he's got a nice clean channel control knob, because my knob's split. It's knackered, so I'll see if Richard's got one. If he has, I will purchase it from him. And I'll buy that from him, and that'll be my knob issue solved. Let's plug my phone and stuff back in before things, because I've got one of these, plugs into the power supply for the radios. There you go. And it charges all my USB devices that I have on the bench. I tidied this bench up today, guys. Hello, Mark 1966. Good evening, sir. Hope you're good. Yeah, sorry there was no karaoke today, but to be honest, guys, I wasn't in the mood for singing. I just wasn't. I mean, I was gonna, but I just weren't in the mood, so I wasn't in the mood, and I'm sure you can all understand and appreciate that. But I wasn't in the mood, so it wasn't happening. And if I'm not in the mood, I can't enjoy it, guys. And the whole point of doing it is to enjoy it. Yeah, so that little Tristar, that's mid, high, and super high. I think somebody's changed the crystals, but they might not have done. It might have been made like that because the Colt 444 is high, mid, and low. But I think I turned my Colt 444, the one Laura bought me. I took the low band crystal out of that and put a super high band. So that's super high band as well. It's mid, high, and super high, because I took the low band crystal out because nobody goes on low band. You get caught down there, you get fucked. Fucking hell. They don't half tear strip off you. They get all you're over the coal. You get all over the coals if you go down low band. I used to do it years ago. Me and a few of my mates, back in the days when nobody had HF rigs. They all had 27 megahertz. They all had CB 2781 rigs, with a couple of us, with the exception. We still had the illegal one knocking about. And what we used to do, we used to have them both connected on an aerial switch. And used to say to mates, knock it channel 1 low band or whatever. And those of us with low band, we'd fuck off down to low band. Or the higher channels, or the low and the high channels of high band, because high band you could get into the CB 2781, but only the first 27 channel, only from 1 to channel 26. But they were numbered out of order. They were numbered out of order, guys. They weren't like 1 to 26. They, it started off at I can't remember where it started off, but depending on what radio you had, depending on the readout you got, some of them were 1 to 50. Some of them, like the Colt 444, were 1 to 40. They had some really, some of them radios, as the Cybernet ones, had some really funky readouts on them. They had some really funny channel readouts. And but you could go to places where people on CB27 couldn't go. And we never used to go to mid-band because when we probably guessed that some of them might have mid-band, but not a lot of them had low band. Most of your Muppets, as they were known, most of your CB 2781 breakers, they had a CB 2781 radio which was Home Office approved. They had an Home Office approved radio. Well, I had an Home Office approved radio, but I also had a non-Home Office approved radio, which was actually a Colt 444. Pardon me. I mean, I couldn't go on sideband, I couldn't do SSB, but I could still go to low band, and I could go to 555, and we could talk on there if we weren't on SSB. If whoever you were on there with wasn't using SSB, then you could have a conversation there, but we never did because people used it for SSB. Even back then, I think people used it for SSB. But you could go to the top end, you could go to the very bottom end of I-band, and channel 26, I think it was 40. On the readout, it came up as 40. Sure it did. Because channel 14, the breaking channel, that was 73. Yeah, I can't remember now, but yeah, fucking, you were way down the fucking bottom. But you could go in between. You could go the bottom end of low band, the bottom end of I band, and be undetected by nuisance breakers, or you could go to low band, but mid band, no, we never went there because there was a good chance that somebody that you didn't want to speak to might be able to follow you, so we never did that. We went to we used to go, our favourite was going to low band. A lot of people got caught, luckily I never did, but a lot of people got caught on low band. I mean, it was frowned upon. I think the reason why we weren't allowed to use low band, and it was really, really frowned upon, I think on 405, on the old 405 system, I think it used low band for the sound. On the old 405 system, they used low band for the sound. I don't know whereabouts on low band, but they used low band, I'm sure they did, for the sound. And if you, or it was either for the sound or something to do with the picture. I don't think it was the sound, I think it was something to do with the picture. I think it was something to do with the picture, because when you keyed up on low band and you spoke, if you were near a 405 television, a 405 line television, then whoever was viewing the television would actually get sound on vision in their picture. The picture would it would act like an oscilloscope. You know, the picture would start jumping about in time to your voice. It'd be like a primitive oscilloscope. I think that's how it worked. But 405 was turned off in 1984. It was got rid of in 84. So there was no 405 after that. And you certainly couldn't go down on low band and interfere with 625 because that was UHF. I mean, CB radios did interfere with UHF, but they interfered with them no matter where you went on the band. No matter what band you went on, you interfered with UHF. It was very susceptible. But the cure around that was to put your aerial above the TV aerials. If your aerial was above the TV aerials, it wouldn't interfere with anything. You didn't get any TVI or TV interference, as it was called. You didn't get any of it. I always used to put my aerials above the TV aerials, and that way I never got any complaints. Yeah, if I had it lower, then yeah, I did. You just get loads of complaints, but you know, yeah. I mean, I started CB radio like everybody else, with a DV27 on a biscuit tin in my bedroom, connected with the radio connected to a car battery. It was a car battery that had been emptied, and what I did, I just used the car battery as a smoothing capacitor. I had the battery charger clipped to it all the time. It was always clipped to the battery, or the radio was connected to the battery, and the battery charger was connected to the battery. And the clips on the battery charger, used to help hold the wires on for the radio. So I just did that I did that for a hell of a long time, and it worked for me. You know, it was a bit of a bummer if my dad needed his battery charger back. I couldn't go on the radio till he charged his battery. You know, I used to prefer, if I could, to give my dad a push if he needed it. Give him a push to get him started, and then let him drive around the block for 20 minutes, charge the battery up. You know, let him go for a drive, charge the battery up. But, some of the cars my dad had, he had fucking big Daimlers and Jags. You couldn't push them fuckers, not on your own. You know. So basically, when he said, "Listen, my battery's gone dead," I couldn't go on the radio until he'd charged his battery up. I used to have to unplug it, take it down, and then he'd say, "Right, I'm done with it now, and give it me back." But yeah, we've got that radio there to get rid of. We've got all these to go. I mean, so basically, what they've done, they've put the low band, they've put the mid band where the low band should be. I can understand it now. So it's mid band where the low band should be, because that's lower than the high band. High band is where mid band used to be, which I can understand that. And high and super high, it might be. I think that radio could have been made like that, because then crystals, they look like the crystals that would have been put in there by the manufacturers, and nothing looks disturbed. But we are working now. We're actually. I didn't check it. I didn't check it thoroughly. I didn't check it with the with the separate frequency counter. I just tuned it slightly to bring it in. I checked it on the frequency counter on the test set. What I mean is I didn't check the I didn't check the frequency directly on the 10.25 10.24 crystal. I didn't go into, because I don't know how you do it anyway. It tells you how to do that in the service manual, and I don't have the service manual, so I don't know how it's done anyway. But we have got the we've got a mic we can put with that. We've got a bag of mics down there somewhere. Yeah, there's a bag of mics down there, and there's a few mics, a good few nice mics. We can put a nice mic with that. Put on, now we know the Midland Cybernet, we can put a mic with that. I thought that Midland was Uniden, it's Cybernet. We can put a mic with that. We've got the York 861 to look at. The York 861 is actually working, but the capacitors on, I think there's a loose capacitor on the mic socket. There's something wrong with the capacitors on the mic socket, because when you key up there's an outgoing buzz. So I need to look at the capacitors on the mic socket on that radio and sort them out, put some new ones in. But I might as well put new ones in, or if it's loose just solder it up. That's got mid-band on it as well. We've got a little Harrier CB down here. That's got a mid-band on it. So, you know, we're getting rid of all this stuff. It's not staying, I mean. It doesn't need to stay, I don't need it. So it can be got rid of. It can, we can say goodbye, farewell, you know, to some of this stuff because it's not needed. I don't need a Tristar 727 because I've got a Colt 444. Well, I've got two Colt 444s. One of them I don't know where it is, but it's got no speaker in it. Because I robbed the speaker to put in the President Grant, because the Grant had the wrong speaker and it had been super glued in and not very well. It was a bit of a mess. So I decided to sacrifice the speaker from a Colt 444. And I've got another speaker for the Colt 444. Because what the problem is, the problem we're having now, guys, is simple. The speakers that were fitted in these old radios, they were 3.5-inch speakers. Now you can only get 3-inch speakers. 3.5-inch speakers are hard to come by. So you can only get 3-inch ones pretty much. I've just got an email. Hey up. Somebody's emailing me. What do they want? Oh, they don't want any money, I've got none. Ooby-dooby-doo. Oh, thanks, Malcolm. I got that. Oh, nice one. Yeah. Yeah, there's low band, yeah, I remember. Brings back memories, that low band. Yeah, Muppets, yeah, UK 40. Yeah, super high. Yeah. Yeah, so what's channel 20 for super high? 2805. No, it's not 2805. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. 20. Yeah, 2805. Sorry, 28105. Yeah. Yeah, channel. Yeah. Yeah, and channel. Yeah. And 2805 is channel 12, yeah. And channel 12, channel 12 I band is triple nickel. And on Yeah, yeah, I'm going to print this out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to print this out, I'm going to stick it to the wall at the back so that I can read it when I need to. You know, so that's what we're going to do. Note channels 3, 7, 11, 15 and 19 have a 20 kc gap, kilohertz gap between them, and the next channel up. These channels are known as alphas. Yeah, I know all about the alphas. Yeah, they're alphas. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't show you the alphas on here. It just tells you that they're there. But it doesn't show you, because the alphas normally have an A. And all the 27. Yeah, see, if you go to channel 40, if you go to channel 40 on high band, channel 40 is 27855. So it's just a little bit away from channel 40 Muppets, which is 27.99125, and channel 20 on Muppets is 27 29 27 27 27.79125, which is there, and it's 27.655 on that's where it comes in on the high band. But if you go further down, you actually get to it. You actually get to channel 20 by going down. Where we are? 27795.5. That's where you would be for channel 20 on high band. It's really weird, and you could only get as high as channel 26. So channel 26 Muppet, that would be what? We're having a good talk about this. Channel 26 Muppets is 27.85125. Now down the bottom here it's channel 7. Channel 20 is 27.855. So they are a little bit out, they're not accurate. When you go into UK FM on high band, it's never ever accurate. You can get it close, you can tune it up. You can tune it, you can change the padding capacitors on the crystals. You can change the padding capacitors, and that will, that will depend on what values you put in. It can take you up to, can get you near there. You can get near it. But if we go down the bottom here to low band, super low band, if we go, super high band, if we go to channel 1, which is 60125, 27.601.125. Now if we look that up on super high band, 20 it is here. Oh, maybe it isn't. No, it's not. Oh, sorry, not channel 1. if we go to channel 20, channel 40, 2799125, 2799. So we come down here. So 99125. So 9915. That would give you channel 40. Yeah, that would give 9915, 2779, 27915. Oh, hang on, what have I done here? It's gone off. Let's come back to you. That would give that would give you channel that. Yeah. That's UK FM. Yeah, I know it is. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm explaining to you guys. You know, what I'm explaining is you can get near to the first 26 channels of UK FM on high band, but not quite there. It is a few kcs off, but you can change the padding capacitors and retune the high band crystal to get you there. So you can get there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it isn't the UK. Yeah, good evening to you anyway. Let's see what your name is. First, have a look who you are. N3 Newham Radio, yeah. Elmer, I think that is. Anyway, yeah, I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, basically, if you're not using a standard CB2781 radio, or one of these modern so-called multi-norm things, you can actually get to it by doing it the old way, by going on to high band, and you can get near it on high band. You can get near the first 26 channels of UK FM, but if you change the padding capacitors on the little crystal board, you can actually get pretty much bang on. My Colt 444's been done. I did it myself, and it's a little, not quite, but it's very. You don't. It's that close you don't notice it. It really is that close you don't notice it. I've never been told I'm off frequency, and on the high band, on super high, you get from 27 to channel 40, but they're not in the order that you want them in, and they're slightly off. But you can actually change the padding capacitors there, and you can bring that in. So you can actually get there, and if you've got a KC shift, I mean these little Tristars and the Colt 777s, they don't have the luxury of a KC shift. But if you've got a KC shift, then you don't need to change anything. You just have to adjust your KC shift, and that should take you there where you want to be, within reason. Maybe not perfectly there, but get you close enough. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, my friend. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, it can be done. It's like the, what do you call it? It's like the President Lincoln I've got here. You can get all over the place with that. That goes. That goes from. I think it goes from fuck all the way up, practically fuck all the way up to just under 30 megs. I think it's 29.999 or whatever it is. I did a video on modifying the Lincoln a while back, taking them 2 voltage regulators off the board and putting them onto the frame, onto the carrier that the circuit board sits in. That was my friend Graham Microchips' remedy, And I did the same thing to mine, because you don't want voltage regulators that are getting red hot on a circuit board. You really don't. You know, it makes the circuit board black and horrible. You don't want that. PL103A 08A is nice. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, the weirdest one I ever came across, and I did come across one that was weird. The weirdest one I ever come across, it was sent to me by a guy who, I don't know what happened to him. Our Stuart. I don't know what happened to Stuart, but he used to come on here regular, and he just disappeared. I mean, he could have carked it because he was an old man, so he could have passed away. God rest him if he has. And Stuart, if you're still out there, I hope you're, but he was going through a bad time, because he sent me an email telling me that. So I know he wasn't having a very good time of it. He sent me some cameras. In fact, the camera, I think, is it this one? No, it's not this one. The camera that's on the test set, that came from him. One of the cameras in the main workshop, that came from him. The other cameras I bought myself. And he sent me a Samsung, and I gave that to the Mildred. I passed it on to the Mildred. And he sent me a Midland 3001. But it was an American one, and somebody had converted it to 27. They converted it to CB 2781. I put it when I put it on the gear, and I keyed the mic. I thought, hang on a minute, that's not right. And I took the lid off, and there was 2 circuit boards in it. One to change it from AM to FM, and the other one to change it from mid-band to 2781 to the UK band. And it worked. I don't know where it is. I stripped it down. I took them bits out because I'm planning on putting it back to how it should be. But I can't remember where the hell I bloody put it. There's a couple of radios I can't find. They're buried in here somewhere. I thought they were in the kitchen cupboard. They weren't. There's a Colt 444 with no speaker in it, because I nicked the speaker to put in the grant. There's an LCL communicators, or Manifestal communicators, depend on who you decide it was made by. Some say it was LCL, other people say it was Manifestal. I think it was Manifestal. But that being said, that's another matter. But I've also got in the cupboard, which I'm not gonna sell. I've also got a Midland, I can't remember what model it is, but it's got a built-in power supply. It can be used as a home base or a mobile unit, but it looks like a mobile unit. It's got a big lump at the back, at the bottom, and that's your power supply. I bought it from Goulburn. I bought it from a friend of mine called Chris at Goulburn. He has a YouTube channel, it's called All the Gear, No Idea. He's not been on for a bit, but when he does, I watch him. And I bought them from him. I bought a rake of radios from him. They were all mainly AM. And I think there was a 3001 FM, a Midland 3001 FM. That was in the box. Did that come from him? Oh no, that didn't come from him, that one in the box. That one in the box came from George Christophe. That came from George Christophe, that FM in the box. That Midland 3001 that was in the box. That came from our friend George. Because George met me at Goulburn, and he says, yeah, I come outside, and we went to the boot of his car. And he had these radios. He says, what will you give me? I said, I'll give you 60 quid for the lot. He said, done. So I didn't even really look at them. I just gave him 60 quid and put them in the back of Steve's car. And, we brought them back and serviced them all up. I sold the Midland 3001 to our friend Jason. I hope he's alright, Jason. I hope you're alright if you're watching, Jason. I've not seen you on for a bit. Be nice for you to stick your head in and say hello. put your head round the door and say hello to us because we've not seen you for a bit. I might ring your phone tomorrow and see how you are. Well, actually, I will ring your phone tomorrow. I won't ring now because I know you go to bed early. But I'll ring your phone tomorrow and see how you are. Because I've not spoke to you, not seen you for a while. And it is nice to speak to you. And, you know, you're a really good lad. That's the guy I bought the Lincoln off. You know, I bought the Lincoln for 200 quid, but it's a cracking Lincoln and it's got the original mic with it. The original President mic, it's got that with it and it's complete. And it's in nice condition and, you know, it's, yeah, it's had the transistor modification done. The voltage regulators have been moved to a more suitable place so they don't get hot on the circuit board. And we took off all that Sony Bond glue that goes brown and then goes black and starts conducting and killing everything. We got all that out of there as well. While we were in there, we got that out. But yeah, I've got, like I'm saying, guys, I'm having a purge on my radios and I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff that I don't use. I mean, stuff that doesn't really get used. I mean, I've got me, what do you call it there, that realistic I was using as a monitor receiver. But I don't really need it as a monitor receiver. I've got radios here, I could just turn one on. You know, so there's no point in that sitting there. There's no point in that sitting there doing nothing. It may as well go to somebody. You know, it may as well be one of my wheels on my chair's gone and all. So I have to be careful. If I lean too far, I go, woo. You know, pardon the shaking of the camera, but it's me on the desk leaning on it. But I'm going to get going soon because my daughter's going to be here soon. My daughter's going to be on her way soon for her tea. And she's not going to sit there. She's not going to want to sit there while you lot watch her eat. She's very shy when it comes to stuff like that, my daughter. And I want her to eat her tea in peace. She's been working all day. Not like most at scroats round here. You know. So there we go, you see. So what we're going to be doing, guys, we're going to be getting rid of them two realistic mics. So people will buy them mics because people have got radios that plug. I've got realistic radios here, but they're mainly AM. The realistic mics will work on the two handheld realistics I've got. I've got another handheld realistic under there and it had smoke coming out of it last night. There's a problem somewhere. I've probably got a shorted tantalum in it or something. It receives when it wants to, but it won't transmit. The transmit light comes on, so the transmit receive is switching. It's just not coming on. It's not going into. It's going into transmit, but nothing coming out. So we need to look into that. Let's see if we can fix it. We can't fix everything, but we do our best. You know. But yeah, CBs. There's a lot of people buying them, but not a lot of people coming on. It'd be nice if we could have another golden age, wouldn't it? Wait until World War III breaks out, guys, and they ban the internet. People, you'll see a few twigs go up again. I'll tell you what I'm after, and you can't find them anywhere. A Thunderpole Mark II aerial. They were actually illegal aerial. They were Home Office approved, and believe it or not, for something that was Home Office approved, they were bloody damn good. I think they were half wave, but they were bloody good. They had 3 ground planes that screwed to the bottom of them, and they weren't that big. But I used to break into Europe and everything years ago. I had one of them, and I used to get into Europe and everything. I had no problem. A mate of mine called Malcolm, his handle was Thundercat. He had one with a tank whip on the top of it, and he used to crack out all over the world on that. A Thunderpole with a tank whip on the top. He used to crack out everywhere. And he had the QSL cards to prove it. He had bin bags full of QSL cards. And he used to show me them, when I went down here. I got this from this guy, wherever. He spoke to people all over the world. I've never managed to get out of Europe on the radio, but, I have spoke to people in Europe. I have manage that, but I don't get a lot of time to sit and do it now. I used to always be DXing, but I don't get the time now. There's always something else that needs to be done. I think, I might do a bit of DXing in a bit if I get around to it, but I don't get to it. But You know, I mean, maybe next time. Well, next time we're going to service the Midland 2001. We're going to give that a work over because the CBPA switch seems a bit dodgy. So I'd like to look into that and make sure it's okay, because that's a radio I'm going to sell, so it needs to be right before I sell it. I won't just sell radios that have been messed with, or they've got to be right, and that's why I put them on the test set and I go through them. If I'm happy with them, then, you know, yeah, I'm happy with them. But like I say, I got rid of 3 last week. The York 863, the President Grant, and the Tristar 747. I got rid of those last week, and I did well. I got pretty much what I asked for. They'd all been serviced. I didn't service the Tristar. The Tristar, I bought that serviced. That came to me serviced, so I presume it was right. Well, I put it on the test set and it was happy, so, you know, I did check it. I check everything. And it's even better if you've got the original mic, even though the original mic's 30 odd years old and you're better off replacing it with a new one. But it's nice to have the original mic to just keep. So when you sell the radio on, you've got the original mic. It's always nice. I've got the original mic for the York 861. Well, I don't know whether it's for the York 861. It just says York on the mic. So, you know, but they all did. So, you know, I think the only one that had a model number, that had the name of the radio on it, was the Binatone Speedway. They actually printed Binatone Speedway on the mic, so you couldn't even put it with a 5-star, Binatone 5-star, say it was the original mic. But you know, at the end of the day, yeah, I've got a Binatone Speedway mic. It's just a standard coffin mic, really. You know, they all were pretty much. They were all standard mics. It just had different manufacturers' names on them. But it's nice to get the mic that matches the radio, if you can. I'll tell you what I've got in the bedroom, and I'm thinking of digging it out to sell it, because I'm never going to use it. I might even gut it and mod it and do a modification with it. I've actually got a Uniden, and it's a home base, but it's a crappy one. It's really terrible. You're lucky if you get 3 watts out of it, let alone the 4 it's supposed to give you. And it's a terrible thing. I bought it, and sorry I did, but I bought it, and it looks terrible and it feels terrible, and well, actually it looks alright, but it just doesn't work very well. Not brilliant. I tried to tune it up and I couldn't get it above 3 watts on the tune up. So what I'm thinking of doing with that is maybe building something, maybe get a scrap Rotel 230 or something. You know, something that's scrap, that's terrible looking. Like I did with the homemade home base, I put a Fidelity 2001. Fidelity 2000, sorry. I used the chassis. I used the 134 board, and I added mid-band to it to make it dual band. I was gonna gut my Tristar and put that in it, but I thought no, I better not do that, because the Tristar was fairly valuable, and it's you're basically going to be destroying a radio that somebody would like to have, and the guy who bought it was after one, because when I put it up, eBay put it up as a Tristar 777, and the guy bought it, and I noticed this error, but it was too late to change it. So I emailed the guy, and I emailed the guy and I spoke to him, and I sent him a message and I spoke to him, and I said to him, I says it's not a 777, it's a 747, and he emailed me back straight away. Yes, he says, I saw from the photographs that it was a 747. He says, and it's a 747 I actually want, he said. So, you know, he wanted that particular model, so he was okay with that. Then he came to find the bloody power lead, didn't he? Because I was using the test lead here. And then I couldn't find the power lead. So I emailed him back and says I can't find the power lead, but I'm more than happy to, you know, refund you a couple of quid so you can buy the power lead. Anyway, I looked in my workshop drawer the next day and found it. Well, I don't know whether it was the lead for that, but it was a Cybernet lead. So anyway, I put that in the box. I reopened the box and I put the lead in with it. So, and I emailed him telling him that the lead is supplied. And you know, I like to supply. If you're gonna sell CB radios at work, it's nice to include the microphone, a microphone, and a power lead, so that the person can get cracking as soon as they receive it. So they don't have to piss about, you know, buying stuff that should come with, that should automatically come with it. As far as I'm concerned, every CB ever made, when it was originally made, it came with a mic, and if it had a separate power lead, it came with a separate power lead. I don't like the idea of separate power leads, because it's another thing to get lost. You know, it's another thing to get lost like I did. I forgot where I put that, but I found it. And I needed one for the York 863. So what I did, I cut the lead off me. I cut the Cybernet connector off me test lead here. I cut that off me test lead, and I grafted a new lead with it. I grafted a new piece of red and black wire on with a fuse holder and the correct value fuse, and I soldered it together and put heat shrink on it, red and black heat shrink to make it look right. And you know, it was decently long, and that was sent out with that. So, you know, until I get another Cybernet lead, I can't test any 134 boards or anything else that uses that particular connector, because I don't have the connector. I've got the connectors for these Midlands down here, this 4001 and the 2001. I've got leads for those. But I need to sort the socket out on the 2001 because it is a bit fucked. But we'll sort that out. We'll just maybe epoxy it. That should do it. Hey, I've got a message. Facebook. Yeah. Right, guys. I'm going to leave it there because we're down to 6 viewers now anyway. Everybody's starting to wander off. Alright, guys, I'm going to leave it there anyway because my daughter's going to be coming through the door any minute. Thank you very much. And I mean that, guys. Thank you very much for coming in and sharing the evening with me. It's a pleasure to have you in. And you like, share, subscribe if you want to. Buy me a coffee if you want to. And remember, everything on here, you know, everything I do is completely free. There's no members only videos. No places where you have to, no places like Patreon where you have to go and you can only watch certain things. Everything I do, guys, it's on here. Oh, pardon me. Including that. More than 2 sniffs of that and you're greedy. Right, you all take it easy, guys and girls, and I'll be back with you Wednesday with another workshop video. Catch you later, guys. Bye for now.